Hey there, welcome to my channel. I'm Fatin. I'm a user researcher at a startup in California. So about a year ago, I got my doctoral degree in human development and family science. And recently, I hit my first year anniversary of working as a full-time UXR. Woo-hoo! So to celebrate, I thought I'd do a video sharing my reflections on what I've learned throughout the year, what a whirlwind journey it has been. And if you're somewhat newish to your career, I hope some of this resonate with you too. Lesson number one, I've come to greatly appreciate the intricacies and complexity behind technology and how they're made to make our lives so much better, right? It's such an eye-opening experience to see how a software product is made. As a UXR, I talk to a lot of customers just to learn how they're using our product, digging deeper into why they need a product like ours to help them do their jobs more efficiently. I also work with other people like the product managers, the designers, the engineers, and everyone who help bring this feature or product to life. Growing up, technology or SaaS products have always been just something that I use to make my life easier, right? Like using the alarms in our phone to wake me up, or using emails to communicate with people from different time zones, right? I rarely thought about how these things are made or really ruminate on the problems that people are facing and how a piece of technology can help solve those problems. Which this brings me to my second point, that is navigating work relationships. I think it's such an important skill, yet it takes so much experience and time to do them well. I am extremely fortunate, alhamdulillah, that so far I've got to work with really kind and brilliant people. So stakeholder management is, for me at least, is relatively easier compared to some of the stories that I've read on LinkedIn, on like toxic work relationships and so on. Also, most people in the company have some understanding of user research and what we do, or at least they are receptive to the idea, right? I only had a short experience working with a difficult stakeholder. And looking back, I think I learned so much, like building relationships with them early on and trying to understand their concerns or their biases about the product or the feature that we're shipping. The arts and science behind understanding people or doing stakeholder interviews are something that I'm still learning. Okay, so lesson number 3 is I am responsible for my actions and how I can achieve success. There may be some goals or tasks that your manager set for you, but as an independent contributor, aka IC, I have the autonomy to set my goals and determine which opportunities to take so I can grow in my career. An important factor to this, which I've kind of alluded to, is to have a great manager, which I'm blessed with, alhamdulillah. And I've seen people leave their jobs because their manager is micromanaging or just not a right fit. And then being in a full-time position is unlike being in school. There's no teacher or professor is gonna hold your hands or guide you every step of the way. There's no set schedule for the quarter or semester. But yes, there are KPIs, key performance indicators, or OKRs, objectives and key results, that you need to achieve every quarter or whatever, right? But how you get there, it's totally up to you and your team and how much effort that you're gonna put in. So own your success and mistakes, humbly question things and how things work in your company. If you say something, and just be a great team player. Okay, so the next one is I learned to ask for help consistently. Being in a startup culture where things are moving so fast and sometimes there's a lack of direction or no documentation and people are still trying to figure things out. So by you asking for help or just asking questions in general can help not only unblock you from things that you don't know, but also can make you seen as a contributing team player, right? So for example, say that your team is still trying to figure out how to get to the end goal of the feature, or still trying to define or clarify some of the problem areas. By you asking questions, you can also help your team define some of those unknowns. Okay, this next one is my favorite. Keep a work journal. A great researcher doesn't just track your research impact in the company, but you also track your progress. I'll be doing a more in-depth video about tracking progress, but essentially, take notes of your progress, take notes of your journey, of your achievements, of your mistakes, of your successes, just your efforts overall. There are so many resources out there talking about this, but my favorite is from Sarah Doody. She is the founder and CEO of Career Strategy Lab. And she has a template which I link down below in the description. And I've tried out several templates, and what works for me is literally a spreadsheet where I listed all of my projects, my results, and the readouts that I've done. And it really is just super simple, doesn't take much time at all. Another good tip that I've got from a colleague is to keep screenshots of praises and encouragements that you've got from your team members. And keep them in a folder. You can revisit them when you need them. But tracking these things, like tracking your progress overall, is helpful not only to see how much you've grown, but you can also use this during performance reviews, which I see it as win-win. Okay, this last one is a bit more personal, but I've learned that life doesn't just automatically get better when you work in tech, right? I think a lot of people romanticize this idea of working in tech, of having this perfect job, a perfect desk setup, which I used to think that way too, but you get a big fat compensation, you get free meals and snacks in the office, work travel all paid for, which is all great. You should always get compensated fairly on the job that you do. And this is so much better than when I was working as grad student, getting low income and have no retirement funds. But let's be real, feeling burnout is super relevant. Imposter syndrome, the feeling that you don't deserve the success that you have, is super relevant. Layoffs, right? So all this to say is, don't expect that life is gonna be all flowers and rainbows when you work in a tech job that pays you 3 to 4 times more. Work smart and hard, be aware of the downsides and what's happening to the people around you, and take care of yourself. Alright friends, that's all I wanted to share in this video. Clearly, I've learned so many valuable lessons just in the past year. It's been incredible and tough, but rewarding journey. Nonetheless, alhamdulillah, I'm looking forward to what the new year brings. If you also started your UX research career, or just any career in the last year or so, let me know what your experience has been like, and if you resonate with some of the things that I've shared today. Alright, until next time, XOXO, bye!